Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my kitchen, or welcome if you are new. I am Denise. Today is Saturday and I got a busy morning planned for us again. Here I am boiling water. I already peeled and diced a bunch of potatoes. I'm going to make potatoes O'Brien. So now that the water's boiling, I'm going to pour these in. And once it starts boiling again, I will set the timer for 2 minutes once it comes to a boil. And for potatoes O'Brien, you do not have to parboil the peppers and onions, just the potatoes, because they go black if you don't. I'm going to salt these. Okay. I have all 3 colors of peppers here, so I'm going to dice them all up and use whatever I need in the potatoes O'Brien. I'm going to keep this water in here to add ice and the potatoes when they're done cooking. Put an old produce bag down in here to collect all the garbage. And I just cut around all the innards here. The seeds fall right out. I am just going to get these all diced up. I'm going to be using some of these peppers for our breakfast burritos that I'm also going to be making. Okay, we are boiling, so 2 minutes on the timer. Get a bowl out so I can put all my peppers in here. I'm going to put a couple scoops of ice cubes in this water. Shut that off now. That'll stay boiling for the next 30 seconds. All right, there's those. I'm going to drain this boiling water off of them. Okay, those are now sitting in the ice water. All right, I'm just going to get all these peppers chopped up and then I'll bring you back when I move on. Okay, now I have this pan heating up with a little bit of olive oil in it. And I'm going to cook up this 1 pound log of Jimmy Dean hot sausage. Just going to get this browned up for our burritos. Breakfast burritos. Okay, so while this is cooking, I'm gonna put, here's all my bell peppers. I'm gonna be using some of them in here. I'm gonna put the potatoes in my spin dryer in batches. That will be too heavy. I'm gonna spin dry them because I cannot put this much food in my freezer to flash freeze. So I'm going to spin them dry the best I can. Turn that down a little. And once they're dry, I'll put them in this bowl. Feels pretty good. Alright, I'm just going to get all these done and the sausage cooked, and then I will bring you back when I move on to the next thing. Okay, I went ahead and took the sausage out of here, and then I poured the grease back in just for flavor. So I'm going to add a couple handfuls of potatoes. I'm going to salt and pepper these. And I'm going to get these fried up good and crispy. So while these are cooking, I am going to get round 1 of dishes done. So I'm going to let these cook while I do that, and then I will bring you back. Okay, the potatoes are cooked. They are sitting beside or behind me in a bowl, cooling, and so is the sausage. This is what I have left for parboiled potatoes to do the potatoes O'Brien. Now I'm going to add the chopped pepper, just so I know what the potato and pepper ratio is going to look like. I'm also going to add frozen onion to it, chopped onion. You just have to break apart the bigger chunks. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now this will go in a gallon-sized freezer bag. And then when I'm ready to use it, all I have to do is whack it on the counter a time or two and it'll fall apart. All right, now the scrambled eggs. I'm going to put a tablespoon or so of olive oil in here. Already broke up 10 eggs here. I'm going to scramble these up. I'm going to put a splash of milk in it. And pour this into the pan. Okay, so while them are cooking, I'm going to get those potatoes in this bag. See if they'll all fit. I'm going to add some pepper. And some onion. Okay. think I can turn my heat up a little bit. I think this might be easiest with a cup. Okay, here we have a gallon-sized bag, pretty full, of potatoes O'Brien. Most of that air out of there, as much as you can. Beautiful. Label this. And date it. Okay, I'm going to take these down to the freezer, finish cooking these eggs, and then they have to cool before I can assemble the burritos. So I don't know if I'll get to something else before these are cooled or what, but I'll bring you back when I start on the next thing. Okay, all my components have cooled for the burritos. I have these in a moist paper towel in the microwave for 20 or 30 seconds just to make them pliable. Now we're going to add some shredded cheddar cheese and a scoop of the sausage and some potatoes. And some scrambled egg, onion, and bell pepper. And we're going to roll this up. There you go. Delicious breakfast burrito. And I am going to wrap these in aluminum foil. And I have a Ziploc freezer bag here, labeled and dated. So I'm just going to repeat this process for these 8 burrito shells. And what's ever left over can go in the fridge. My husband can make a sandwich for a lunch this week, if there's any left. All right, I'm just going to get all these done up, and then I will bring you back. All right, the 8 burritos are down in the freezer, and now I'm going to make granola again, because this was a nice treat in the evening. I enjoyed it. I need to preheat my oven to 350 degrees. And I need 4 cups of oats. These are quick cooking. It's what I have, so it's what I use. All right, there's 4 cups. Okay, here I have a 1.5 cups of chopped almonds, and I need 3/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to stir this around to blend it up. Some of them almonds didn't get chopped up too well, but I don't mind. All right, now I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of melted coconut oil. Now I need a 1/2 cup of honey, or you can use maple syrup. All right, there's a 1/2 cup of honey. And I need a teaspoon of vanilla. Now I'm going to stir this to coat everything with that oil and honey. All right, that is looking good. So now I'm going to pour this out onto my prepared baking pan. It is lined with parchment paper. I'm going to spread this out as evenly as I can. So as soon as this oven is preheated to 350 degrees, I'm going to put this in, set my timer for 12 minutes, then I'm going to stir it, set my timer for another 10 minutes, and see how it looks at that time. So I'll bring you back when it comes out of the oven. Okay, you guys, I took the granola out of the oven and I sprinkled it with, with about a 1/2 cup of coconut flakes. So now this has to sit here and cool completely. And when that happens, I'll be putting it in this airtight container here. And it will store for 1 to 2 weeks, just like this. Otherwise, you can put it in a Ziploc freezer bag and it will store like that up to 3 months. So I'm going to let this cool and then take care of that. I'd like to thank you for spending this time in the kitchen with me today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you part of my YouTube family. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.